Child, they trying to bring back segregation, and all I gotta say is, thank God. I don't think.
Hello, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well wherever you are. Just in case you see me for the very first time, my name is Sumi, and I hope you do consider subscribing on the channel. So without even wasting time, I came across a bunch of videos on TikTok. Of course, since segregation has been passed on in America, a bunch of people have been coming out and literally reacting. But my interest was mostly focused on black people. And black people are like, when are we going to start having our own restaurants, our own washrooms, our own seasonings? Literally, black people are not afraid, which makes the palm-colored people even afraid more. Because it seems that the palm-colored people, they thought black people will be intimidated and they'll be scared, and probably because when you hear segregation, you'll be like, oh my God, I've been segregated. But apparently, it is known that black people have been in this segregation era for the longest. So I don't know what you think about this episode, guys. Of course, let's continue watching these few clips from other black creators and let me know exactly what you think about it down in the commentary. And in case you're seeing me for the very first time, I hope you do consider subscribing on the channel.
These people understand that this isn't going to work the way that it worked during Jim Crow. We are in a social and economic climate where there is a good amount of people from different races that are literally sick of America and its BS. There also is a few successful boycotts that are going on right now that are showing these people we are not playing. I more specifically want to talk about the black dollar and the black social capital, and the fact that if these businesses and contractors choose to exercise their right to segregate, that's not only going to make a dent in their business, but the whole economy in general. A lot of people underestimate the black dollar and how much we spend, whether it be good or bad, at these specific companies, and how much we actually bring in revenue to these people. And when it comes to social capital, black people are usually the ones behind the popularization of these brands. If we're not the ones that are making it or inspiring it, we are literally the ones that's giving the businesses or whatever trends the traction that it needs. It's not cool or wanted until black people say it's cool and they want it. And it's not black people who should be scared. It should be the culture vultures, because where are you going to get your inspiration from now, Bookie Butt? Like, y'all remember on TikTok a few years ago when the black dancers decided that they weren't going to come up to any more dances because y'all could not credit them, and then there hasn't been a good dance trend on here since? Yeah, that's exactly what's about to happen to your business. And contrary to whatever people believe, America needs the black dollar and black creativity. They know the power that we hold. That's why when we did have predominantly black towns back in the day, like Oscarville, which is better known as Lake Lanier now, and then as well as in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the massacre that occurred there, that's why they came into our towns and did what they did, because they know that by ourselves, we can create a certain level of economic and social capital that they couldn't even dream of, despite what happened to us. All in all, I vote in favor. Just because when I pull up to your establishment or I look on your Google profile, all I need to see is that whites only sign and I'm good. I ain't even gotta waste my time nor my money coming up in here knowing it's gonna be some tomfoolery, okay? Clock it.
I just think it's absolutely hilarious how people are getting on this app and panicking, specifically non-black people. They're like, oh my gosh, you're bringing segregation back. What are you guys gonna do? We're gonna do absolutely nothing. What we told you guys 4 to 5 months ago we were gonna do. This man's whole campaign was founded on the basis of racism, and everybody thought she was sweet. And then he started putting it in y'all's face, and they're like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Like, he's messing up the country. We told y'all that. We told y'all what was gonna happen. And the 92% of us that voted for Kamala Harris, we're taking a break for the next 4 years. Y'all figure the shit out the best way you know how. I live in Alabama. Segregation ain't never went nowhere anyway. While we're on the conversation of segregation, if we truly want to get into that, we're gonna need all of our amenities and luxuries back that nobody paid for on the backs of our ancestors. We're gonna need those back. That stoplight you use every day, that refrigerator, that home security system, etc. We're gonna need all that back. And then y'all can take custody of Lululemon.
So bitch, if you gonna go and segregate us, hurry the f up. Did they give us a date when the segregation shit gonna start? Cause bitch, I can go in the house and go pack my bags and get ready to leave right now. Cause bitch, we've been asking to be segregated. They actually think we give a about being segregated. Y'all trying to trick us into getting these streets so y'all can go ahead and declare martial law. No, we will leave. We don't give a we don't get segregation, bitch. We want our own neighborhoods. We want our own cars. We want our own makeup brands. We want our own clothing brands. We want it all. And we got it all. You bitches just stole it and put y'all mother names on it. So, bitch, if you gonna go and segregate us, hurry the up. If you gonna segregate us, hurry up. We ready to go. We tired of being around y'all. Okay? If you want to segregate us, this is your one chance. You could really do what you're going to do and segregate us. Please segregate us, bitch. Segregate us.
Understand that they never wanted segregation. They've always wanted selective oppression. They've never wanted segregation. They have always wanted selective oppression. Understand that we are dealing with a group of people who sell the earth and pillage things like spice, music, and culture, still cannot dance, still cannot cook, and barely have culture. That is who we're dealing with, descendants of these people. Their culture is drenched in brutality and the unalivings of other groups of people simply because they don't understand other groups of people. You have to understand, even during times of slavery, they still stole our ideas. A group of people that you don't allow to read or educate themselves, you had to steal their ideas in order to innovate the things that you have. So understand, they never wanted segregation because the black community would do just fine without them. And this is exactly why they need to wipe out history to say otherwise. Black people, understand this is the time to invest in yourself and invest in your peers. Because if anything with segregation is to happen, they will want us to have the worst while they have the best. And that has always been the narrative.
So let me get this straight. Segregation is supposed to be back on the table? In other words, segregation is supposed to be back for me, or I think a lot of us, we don't care. Truth to be told, Lake Lanier, if you never heard of it, research it. Even Times Square, and there's a few other places, I didn't think to get the names, but it's a few other places that it was successful black neighborhoods that other people destroyed, and like Lake Lanier, they turned it into a lake. Times Square, that was a successful city, black ran, that they destroyed. In other words, we was very successful when during segregation. We supported each other. Our family was doing good. Banks was doing good. We were doing very well during segregation. Truth to be told, some of y'all is doing as good as y'all is because y'all was too close and kind of, I don't want to say steal, but let me just stay on course. Listen, I don't think y'all scaring not one African American about going back segregated. Not one. Not one. We might start seeing our money.
So I heard that segregation back. Okay, with that being said, we're going to need lashes back. We're going to need weave back. We're going to need our music back. We're going to need our dance moves back. We're going to need our style back. We're going to need braids back. We're going to need our motherfucking country music back. We're going to need rock back. We're going to need everything that we started. We need it all back. We need sports back. Everything belongs to us in the first fucking place. So what are y'all segregating? Please let me know. We need soul food back. Seafood. We need it all back. Seasoning. It's all ours. What are you talking about? What are we doing here? Have segregation. We're fine with it because we need all that back. We need it back. All our trends, we need it back. Our lingo, give it back. Give it back. We need it back. All of it. Y'all can't segregate and keep something. No, all of it. We need it all back. We need it all back. Everything. All of it. The way we talk, the way we walk, the way we do anything in this world is all ours. Give it back. That means y'all can't do none of it. That means I don't want to see nobody on here doing nothing black if your ass ain't black. Segregation is back.
So y'all, since we going back to segregation, it gotta be some rules here. We gotta learn to stand on business, not trying to be nice and humble and kind and kumbaya, and because they don't care. They don't care. They gonna stand on business about theirs. As y'all can see, the big corporations are already doing it. They don't want us there. They don't want none of. Let's put our black dollar and our other dollars where they need to be, in the black community. Don't get in my comment section talking about you can't fight evil with evil. Yes, the hell we can, because guess what? We've been nice and calm and uplifting and kumbaya with them people for so long, and at the end of the day, them people pulled the goddamn band-aid off and said, we don't want y'all here. We don't want y'all here. All that civil rights shit, that shit was nothing but a cover-up to still keep us in bondage. Stand on business. Don't be going back and forth and saying, oh no, you see what they say? When they have, that's how you turn that shit around. Blacks only. Like, that's all you gotta do. That's it. Y'all know what to do. Get in the comments. Let's go. But we ain't falling for that shit no more. That shit is out the window. The playing fields are leveled. And guess what? Our black dollars matter.
You know, black people. One thing about us and two things for certain, we gonna turn any and everything into a joke, even to our detriment. And yes, I am regarding us joking about segregation. Now, I gotta admit and be real, when I first learned about them making segregation legal again, I made my own video, getting my own jokes off. I did. I said they should do it because I look forward to seeing the white folks squirm and squeal when they can't get into our functions with all the seasoning and all the rhythm. However, I have since taken said video down because the more I thought about it and the more I saw other black creators making light of the situation, the more it began to dawn on me, we are firing off these jokes around mixed company, okay? And the last thing that I want to do is to be a black voice that they can use as a reference to defend why they're doing it and say, well, hey, they're cool with it. They're excited for it, so let's just go ahead and do it. I do not want to be a black voice that white people can use to validate what they about to do to us. We know we joking, but do they know we're joking? I don't think so. I don't. Not to mention, a lot of the jokes and skits I've been seeing are black people using the white power dynamics they used against us during that time back on white people, aka you're not welcome in our town type of vibes. And while I get the humor in it, I need for us to understand that will never be a reality in a white supremacist society, okay? The fantasy of black people being left alone by white folks, it is just that, a fantasy, okay? Separate but equal will never be a real tangible thing in this society. And I hate to burst the bubbles and to stop the laughter, but we do need to be fucking for real. We do. Because while yes, back then our community was more tightly knit, quote unquote, a lot of the things that we complain about within our community now, we were complaining about back then and was an issue as well back then. So us trying to frame segregation as the whiz, can you feel a brand new day? Don't get me wrong, I love us for real, but I also want for us to be for real, you know? All I'm saying is if you want to get the jokes off in the group chat, because we are in mixed company. Yeah.
Am I the only one that feels insane seeing a lot of other people's videos about the prospect of segregation coming back, even though that's not what that executive order was doing? Segregation cannot be equal. You cannot be separate but equal. First off, we're together and not equal. And I think that it's so weird to see the impact of racism today and then think that like integration is part of the problem and not like the continuation of racism. It's just like very weird. And I see a lot of people saying, oh, well, like there's a lot of black people who outside of going to work or school just like don't really interact with white people. And I'm like, there's a big difference between you just like naturally doing something and the government restricting you, like depriving your ability of choice. That you cannot be like, what are we talking about right now? Not every single place in America had a Black Wall Street, had a thriving black community. A lot of people were impoverished. And just also the fact it's like, what do you think psychologically happens to people when they actively cannot interact with each other based off of race alone? You know what I mean? Like, what do you think is going to happen if that were to happen? Like, thinking about like children and stuff, like growing up in that system, it's like, how can you really empathize with someone if you never see them, if you never interact with them as another human being? What do you think the reason would be given for segregating people again? Oh my God. I don't know. Y'all are just like a little too casual about stuff like that. It just boggles my mind.
As a black person from one of, if not the most segregated city in America, who is college educated, who's a third-generation Black college graduate who still feels the effects of generations of growing up in segregation and generations of living in segregated places, to reduce and minimize segregation to no longer eating at unseasoned restaurants is painfully ignorant and shows a fundamental misunderstanding of how segregation works and keeps us held back. And we could say reopen the schools, but the schools are clearly teaching people that segregation was as minuscule as not having access to a plate with no seasoning, when it was an entire economic and torturous system to keep an entire people subjugated.